Think about this for a moment. Every single time you sit down to eat, your body is either moving closer toward vibrant health or silently drifting toward clogged arteries, chest tightness, and a ticking time bomb in your heart. Now here's the shocking part. Millions of people over the age of 55 are already carrying around clogged arteries, and they don't even know it. The buildup happens slowly, quietly, without dramatic warning signs. Then one day, it strikes, sometimes as a heart attack, sometimes as a stroke. That's the terrifying truth doctors don't tell you often enough. But what if I told you there's a natural, everyday vegetable sitting right in the produce aisle that research shows can actually clean your arteries faster than some medications? Before you jump to conclusions, stay with me, because you're about to discover something that could literally change the course of your health. Could this one humble vegetable really mean the difference between a sudden trip to the ER and a long, active retirement? Let's find out together. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some people seem to stay sharp, energetic and mobile well into their 80s and 90s, while others struggle with fatigue, memory fog, or constant doctor visits in their 60s? The difference often comes down to blood flow. Clean arteries mean oxygen-rich blood can fuel every organ, from your brain to your muscles. Clogged arteries, on the other hand, choke off that lifeline. It's like having a garden hose with a kink in it. The water barely trickles through, the plants start wilting, and eventually, they die. That's your body when your arteries are blocked. It sounds harsh, but the reality is even scarier. By the time symptoms appear, the damage may already be severe. Now, you might be thinking, but isn't this what medications are for? Don't statins or blood pressure pills fix this? Here's the shocking truth. Medications can only do so much. They may slow cholesterol production, they may lower pressure, but they don't usually scrub out the sludge that's already coating your artery walls. That's why more and more researchers are turning their attention to food, because certain foods don't just prevent buildup, they can actively reverse it. And among them, there's one vegetable that stands out in a way that's nothing short of life-changing. Before we reveal it, let's set the stage with what's really happening inside your arteries right now. Picture this. Every bite of fried food, every sugary snack, every processed meal adds tiny deposits of fat and cholesterol into your blood. Over time, those deposits get stuck in the inner lining of your arteries, forming what doctors call plaque. At first, the buildup is small, you don't feel a thing. But as months turn into years, the plaque hardens, narrows the arteries, and inflames the vessel walls. Blood struggles to push through. Your heart has to pump harder and harder, like a car engine forcing gasoline through a clogged fuel line. This is why so many seniors feel tired climbing stairs, short of breath while walking, or dizzy just standing up. It's not just getting old, it's your arteries crying out for help. So let me ask you, what if instead of letting this damage pile up, you could eat something that acts like a natural scrub brush inside your arteries? Wouldn't you want to know what it is before it's too late? Now, let's start with the first major truth. Not all vegetables are created equal. Sure, broccoli, spinach, and carrots all have benefits. But there's one vegetable that stands out because it contains unique compounds scientifically shown to reduce arterial plaque, lower blood pressure, and improve blood vessel flexibility. What's more, it works in ways medication can't. That vegetable is garlic. Yes, humble, pungent, everyday garlic. The same one you may have used in cooking for decades. But before you roll your eyes and think, really? Just garlic? Listen carefully. Because we're not talking about flavoring your pasta sauce. We're talking about specific chemical reactions in garlic that can literally change the way your blood flows. Here's what science shows. Garlic contains compounds called allicin and sulfur-based molecules. When you crush or chop garlic, allicin is released. This substance has been shown in multiple studies to lower LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol that clogs arteries, while raising HDL, the good cholesterol that helps carry waste products away. Even more fascinating, garlic has been shown to reduce arterial stiffness, meaning your blood vessels can expand and contract more like they did when you were younger. Imagine what that means for your daily life. Better circulation to your legs, fewer dizzy spells, a heart that doesn't feel like it's working overtime. Now you might be asking, how much garlic do I need? Do I just sprinkle it on my food? Great question. Scientists suggest that the benefits are most powerful when garlic is consumed raw or lightly cooked, and ideally crushed to release maximum allicin. A single clove a day, about 3 to 5 grams, has been shown to make a difference. But here's the kicker. Garlic supplements, especially aged garlic extract, have been studied for their artery cleansing effects, and the results are jaw-dropping. One clinical trial published in the Journal of Nutrition found that people taking aged garlic extract had significantly less plaque buildup in their arteries compared to those who didn't. Think about that for a second. A simple natural compound was able to reverse some of the damage that's killing millions every year, and yet most people have no idea. They keep taking pills, keep eating processed foods, keep ignoring the warning signs until one day it's too late. Don't let that be you. Imagine if one small daily habit could buy you more years of mobility, energy, and freedom. Isn't that worth trying? But here's something you may not know. Garlic doesn't just stop at cholesterol. It also reduces blood pressure. In fact, some studies show garlic can lower systolic blood pressure by as much as 10 millimeters of mercury, comparable to certain prescription drugs. How is that possible? Garlic helps your body produce more nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more easily. This means less strain on your heart, less risk of aneurysm, and more oxygen feeding your brain. And speaking of the brain, improved circulation means better memory and sharper focus, which is something many seniors desperately want. Have you ever noticed how your fingers or toes sometimes feel cold, even indoors? That's poor circulation. Garlic can help improve that too. Better circulation means warmer hands and feet, fewer cramps, and even improved wound healing. Think about how many seniors struggle with slow healing after a cut or surgery. It's not just old age, it's circulation. Garlic helps fight the root cause. Now, I know what you might be wondering. If garlic is so powerful, why don't doctors just prescribe it? Well, the medical system is built around pharmaceuticals, not produce aisles. There's no profit in telling people to eat garlic every day. But if you dig into the research, the evidence is there. And that's why thousands of people around the world are already making garlic a cornerstone of their heart health strategy. But garlic isn't magic by itself. Like anything, it works best in combination with the right lifestyle habits. Pair garlic with fiber-rich foods like oats, beans, and leafy greens, and you create a synergy that multiplies the artery cleansing effect. On the other hand, pair it with greasy fast food and you're cancelling out its benefits. So ask yourself, how are you using your meals? Are they medicine or are they poison? Before I go deeper, let me pause and ask, have you ever tried adding raw garlic to your diet? Did you notice a difference in your energy or blood pressure? Drop a comment below and share your experience because I'd love to hear your story, and your comment might inspire someone else to take action. Now let's tackle one more question. What about side effects? Yes, garlic can thin the blood slightly, which is usually beneficial for circulation. But if you're on blood-thinning medication, you'll want to talk to your doctor before dramatically increasing your intake. Garlic can also cause digestive discomfort if eaten in very large amounts, so moderation is key. A clove or two a day, or an aged garlic supplement, is more than enough for most people. And here's something fascinating. Garlic also has antimicrobial properties. That means while it's cleaning your arteries, it's also fighting off bacteria, fungi, and even viruses in your body. Seniors often struggle with infections, from urinary tract infections to respiratory issues. Garlic can give your immune system the edge it needs. So in a way, it's not just protecting your heart, it's protecting your whole body. So let me ask you again, if something as simple as garlic can do all this, why isn't it already a daily habit in your life? Could it be because nobody has explained just how powerful it really is? Or maybe because it sounds too simple to be true? That's the trap of modern health advice. We overlook the obvious in search of complicated solutions. But sometimes, the answer really is simple. And here's the part that really excites me. Garlic isn't just a preventative measure. Studies suggest that even people who already have heart disease can benefit. Imagine that. Even if you've been diagnosed, even if you've struggled for years, you can still take steps to improve your circulation and reduce your risk. Isn't that worth at least giving it a try? We've only scratched the surface so far. Garlic is just one weapon in your arsenal against clogged arteries, but there are other vegetables, other natural foods, that can work just as powerfully, some even in ways garlic can't. And as we continue, I'm going to reveal them one by one. Each one has its own science, its own benefits, and its own simple way to fit into your daily routine. Together, they form a strategy that could completely transform your heart health. But here's the question. Will you actually use this knowledge, or will you just let it pass by like another internet video? Your health is in your hands, and if you're still watching, that means you care, and you're ready to take action. You might be sitting there thinking, okay, garlic sounds amazing, but surely that can't be the only secret nature has for my arteries. And you'd be right. Garlic is just the beginning. Nature has loaded certain vegetables with compounds so powerful, they can undo years of silent damage. The question is, are you putting them on your plate often enough? Or are you unknowingly starving your arteries of the protection they desperately need? Let's move to another vegetable that doesn't always get the spotlight it deserves. Yet research shows it's a direct line of defense against clogged arteries. I'm talking about beets. Yes, the deep red root vegetable that stains your hands and turns your cutting board pink. Don't let the color fool you. Those pigments, called betalains, are exactly what makes beets one of the most powerful artery healers on the planet. Betalains are antioxidants that reduce inflammation inside blood vessels. And if you've ever studied the science of heart disease, you know inflammation is the real culprit behind plaque buildup. Plaque doesn't just form randomly. It sticks to irritated, inflamed areas. Calm the inflammation, and suddenly plaque has nowhere to attach. That's where beets shine. But it gets better. Beets are naturally loaded with nitrates. Now don't confuse these with the harmful nitrates found in processed meats like bacon. The nitrates in beets are the good kind, the kind your body converts into nitric oxide. And what does nitric oxide do? It relaxes blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and increases oxygen delivery. Imagine every artery in your body suddenly opening up just a little wider, letting blood flow smoothly, reducing the strain on your heart. That's what beets do every time you eat them. And here's a fun fact. Athletes often drink beet juice before competitions because it improves endurance and oxygen efficiency. If it helps a young athlete run faster, imagine what it can do for seniors struggling with fatigue and shortness of breath. Just one glass of beet juice in the morning could mean the difference between needing to sit down halfway up the stairs and reaching the top without losing your breath. Could you use that kind of energy boost? Now you might be asking, how much do I need to eat? Studies suggest that 1-2 medium-sized beets a day, or a single cup of beet juice, can make a measurable difference in blood pressure and circulation within just a few weeks. That's astonishing when you compare it to waiting months to see if a new medication kicks in. And unlike medications, beets bring bonus benefits. They support liver detox, improve digestion, and even boost brain function. That's right. Nitric oxide doesn't just relax your arteries. It also enhances blood flow to your brain, helping with memory and focus. But maybe you're not a fan of the taste. I get it. Beets can be earthy, even bitter. That's where smart combinations come in. Pair them with apples, carrots, or a squeeze of lemon in a juice, and suddenly the flavor transforms into something refreshing. Or roast them in the oven with olive oil until they caramelize. You'll be shocked how sweet they become. Remember, health doesn't have to taste bad. It just takes a little creativity. And if garlic plus beets weren't already impressive enough, let's talk about leafy greens, especially kale and spinach. These aren't just trendy superfoods. They are literal medicine for your arteries. Why? Because they're rich in vitamin K, which helps prevent calcium from building up in your arteries. Most people think of calcium as only good for bones, but here's the dark side. Too much calcium in the wrong place, like your arteries, turns them stiff and brittle. That's called calcification, and it's one of the biggest predictors of heart attack. Greens help stop that process. Spinach in particular also contains lutein and folate, which protect against homocysteine, an amino acid linked to artery damage. Kale, meanwhile, is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, packing vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in every bite. Eating a cup of cooked greens daily has been linked to up to a 15% lower risk of heart disease. 15% may not sound huge, but think about it. That's thousands of lives saved just by adding a simple salad or smoothie to the daily routine. Isn't it worth trying? Now let me ask you this. How often are leafy greens actually making it onto your plate? Be honest. For many seniors, it's once or twice a week, if at all. But research suggests that to really reap the benefits, you should be eating them nearly every day. That's not as hard as it sounds. Throw spinach into scrambled eggs, blend kale into a smoothie, or saute collard greens with garlic and olive oil for dinner. Each little step adds up, and soon your arteries will thank you, but let's not stop there. There's another humble vegetable that deserves your attention. Onions. Yes, onions. They're not just for flavoring soup or making you cry while chopping. Onions contain quercetin, a powerful flavonoid antioxidant that helps lower blood pressure and reduce inflammation in your arteries. Some studies show regular onion consumption can even reduce the stickiness of platelets in your blood, making clots less likely to form. Think about what that means. Fewer dangerous blockages, less risk of heart attacks, and onions don't work alone. They synergize beautifully with garlic, since both are from the allium family. Together, they create a 1-2 punch against heart disease. Garlic scrubs out cholesterol. Onions keep blood flowing smoothly. Add them into stews, stir-fries, salads, you name it. Your taste buds may protest the smell, but your arteries will be silently cheering. Now let's pause for a moment. We've talked garlic, beets, greens, and onions, all heavy hitters in the fight against clogged arteries. But here's a question for you. Have you ever thought about how different your life could feel if your circulation dramatically improved? Imagine walking without aching calves, climbing stairs without gasping, even sleeping better because your heart isn't straining all night. That's the reality these vegetables can unlock, and yet most people ignore them. They keep reaching for processed foods, sugary snacks, or heavy meats, and then wonder why their blood pressure keeps climbing. It's not bad luck, it's choice. Every forkful is either medicine or poison. Which side are you choosing today? But before you get discouraged, here's the good news. It's never too late to start. Studies show that even seniors in their 70s and 80s can benefit from adding artery-cleansing vegetables into their diets. Plaque doesn't vanish overnight, but progress begins within weeks. And the earlier you start, the more powerful the long-term protection. So if you've been waiting for a sign to change your eating habits, consider this it. Let me ask another question. If you could make one small change to protect your arteries starting tomorrow, what would it be? Would you add garlic to your breakfast? Sip beet juice in the morning? Or finally commit to that daily salad? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear what step you're taking. And who knows? Your answer might encourage someone else watching to do the same. But don't click away yet, because we're not done. The vegetables we've covered so far are powerful, but there are still more that can supercharge your artery health. Some of them you've probably never thought of in this context. And one in particular might just surprise you with how effective it is at protecting your heart. Stick with me because the next one could be the missing piece you've been looking for. You might be wondering, if garlic, beets, leafy greens, and onions are already so powerful, what else could possibly make a difference? The answer might surprise you, because the next vegetable is something you probably walk past in the grocery store without giving it a second thought. I'm talking about cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and cabbage. These aren't just boring side dishes. They're nature's chemical defense squad against clogged arteries. Here's why. Cruciferous vegetables are loaded with sulfur-containing compounds called glucosinolates. When you chew or chop them, these compounds break down into isothiocyanates, powerful molecules that detoxify your body at the cellular level. And what does that mean for your heart? Less oxidative stress, less arterial damage, and lower cholesterol. Studies have shown that people who eat cruciferous vegetables daily have significantly less calcification in their arteries compared to those who don't. Think of it like armor plating for your blood vessels. Broccoli, in particular, also contains vitamin C, fiber, and a compound called sulforaphane, which activates protective enzymes inside your blood vessel walls. This isn't hype, it's biochemistry. Sulforaphane literally switches on your body's defense genes, helping your arteries resist damage from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and even toxins. Could a simple cup of steamed broccoli with dinner really do that much? According to the science, yes. And let's not forget Brussels sprouts. Many people claim to hate them, but roasting them until crispy with olive oil and garlic transforms them into a heart-healing delicacy. These tiny green powerhouses contain camphorol, an antioxidant that reduces inflammation and supports vascular health. So the next time you see Brussels sprouts on your plate, don't push them aside. Think of them as edible medicine. Now, here's a vegetable that doesn't get nearly enough credit: asparagus. At first glance, it looks simple, almost boring. But asparagus contains high levels of folate, which reduces homocysteine in the blood. High homocysteine is directly linked to artery damage and higher heart attack risk. By lowering it, asparagus acts like a protective shield. On top of that, it's a natural diuretic, helping your body flush out excess salt and lower blood pressure. If you deal with swelling in your ankles or fluid retention, asparagus might be the quiet hero you've been missing. And here's something fascinating. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that asparagus extract reduced hardening of the arteries in animal models by boosting antioxidant activity and lowering oxidative stress. Of course, you don't need the extract. You can get the same protective compounds by simply eating it roasted, steamed, or even in a stir-fry. Have you noticed a pattern here? All these vegetables work in slightly different ways, Some lower cholesterol, some fight inflammation, others improve blood flow. But together, they form a complete system of protection. And that's the real secret. It's not about finding one miracle vegetable. It's about combining them regularly so your arteries are defended on all fronts. But before I reveal one final vegetable that might shock you with its artery cleansing power, let's talk about something important: consistency. Eating broccoli once a week won't undo decades of damage. Having a beet salad once a month won't keep your arteries clear. The real magic happens when these foods become part of your lifestyle. Daily, not occasionally. The body thrives on routine. Just like brushing your teeth every day keeps them clean, eating these artery-healing vegetables consistently keeps your blood vessels flexible, open, and resilient. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, commit to adding at least one of these vegetables to your meals every single day. Garlic in your morning eggs, beet juice with breakfast, a spinach salad at lunch, roasted broccoli or asparagus at dinner. Just one vegetable per day. Do you think you can handle that? Drop a comment below and let me know if you're up for the challenge. You might be shocked at how quickly your energy improves, your blood pressure lowers, and your body feels lighter. Now, let's get to the vegetable you've been waiting for. It's not exotic, it's not rare, and it's not expensive. In fact, you probably have it in your kitchen right now. I'm talking about carrots. Yes, humble, everyday carrots. They're more than just good for your eyes. Carrots contain high levels of beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A, a powerful antioxidant. Studies show that beta-carotene reduces oxidative stress in the arteries and lowers cholesterol levels. One long-term study even found that people who eat carrots regularly have up to a 30% lower risk of heart disease. Carrots are also rich in soluble fiber, which binds to cholesterol in your gut and removes it before it can enter your bloodstream. Think about that for a moment. Every time you crunch on a carrot stick, you're literally scrubbing cholesterol out of your body. And unlike some of the other vegetables we've talked about, carrots are easy to add anywhere. Snack on them raw, add them to soups, roast them with olive oil, or blend them into smoothies. And if you're thinking, carrots? Really? Remember this. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are hiding in plain sight. Don't underestimate the everyday vegetables. Garlic, beets, greens, onions, broccoli, asparagus, and carrots. They may not look glamorous, but together they form the ultimate heart protection team. So let's put it all together. Imagine a single day where your meals include garlic scrambled eggs for breakfast, a beet and spinach salad for lunch, roasted broccoli and carrots for dinner, and maybe some asparagus on the side. That's not a fantasy, it's a doable daily menu. And the result? Your arteries become cleaner, more flexible, more resilient. Your blood pressure normalizes, your energy rises, your risk of heart attack plummets. All without expensive medications or complicated treatments. Just food. Real, whole, simple food. Now ask yourself this. Are you willing to give up a few processed snacks, sugary drinks, or greasy takeout meals to add these vegetables to your diet? Because if the answer is yes, you may never need to fear clogged arteries the same way again. You'll be stacking the odds in your favor, and that's something no pill can truly replicate. But here's the catch. If you don't act, nothing changes. Your arteries won't magically heal themselves while you keep eating the same way. Every day you delay as another day plaque quietly builds up. And the scary part? Most people don't feel symptoms until it's almost too late. That's why you need to take action now, before the damage becomes irreversible. So here's my final question. What's stopping you from starting today? You already know which vegetables work. You know why they work, and you know how to add them easily to your meals. The choice is yours. Will you let this information pass by, or will you take it and change your future? Before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on life-changing health tips like this. And share this video with a friend or loved one, because you never know, the information you